born of trash.
Is this good? Are we here? Hello, my goyfs. How's it going today? Sammy the Bull here with you. Put my gigantic new microphone out of the way. Oh, I am so proud of this microphone because it's amazing and it makes me sound amazing even though I got nasal congestion problems. Right. You're not here to hear me sing, but look at this thing we have on the screen here. Oh my gosh, it's AETHERDRIFT. New set from Magic coming out this weekend in pre-release form, which means it's the week before the actual release, which means us Magic players get to go buy some pre-release packs, put together a deck, and then play each other in the pre-release draft weekend. Oh, so good, so amazing. I do love making some draft decks, especially pre-release. I think I've said that before, that, you know, if my life could just be drafting Magic all the time, that would be great. Anyway, look at this beautiful set. We're going to go over a couple key cards here. I know that a couple of content creators have already kind of gone over a lot of these cards, but guess what? I'm going to put my own little spin on them because I think I saw quite a few cards out there that people weren't really talking about, right? Of course, everybody is going to go for these gold bordered cards because, hello, it doesn't, I guarantee you actually, that these don't look all that great like in a digital format, as you can see here, kind of. But when you get these cards like all in your hands, I'm guaranteeing you like the gold border is gonna be totes my goats. Anyway, Bright Glass Gear Hulk. This was talked about quite a bit because it is broken, right? Insanity, this card. Bright Glass Gear Hulk. 2 green, 2 white. A little too much to cast in maybe some high-powered CDH type decks. Maybe not, really, because of what it does is just so incredibly, stupidly good. So good. Artifact Creature Construct 4/4, first strike, trample. When this creature enters, you may search your library for up to 2 artifact, creature, and or enchantment cards with mana value 1 or less. Reveal them, put them into your hand, and then shuffle. I mean, let's just go get like exactly what we need to go ramp up and destroy the crap out of our opponents and just keep going. Let me go get 2 0 artifacts that are mana rocks and just put those on the battlefield and just keep going after this card. And I have a 4/4 with first strike and trample out of the battlefield. What? What insane person came up with this card? This card is nuts, man. Oh my gosh, it's just, if you get, like, just think of the possibilities here. What can we go get? Let's see, what can we go get? Artifact, creature, and or enchantment. I mean, wow. I could go get Mystic Remora and a Esper Sentinel, and they just go in my hand. That's ridiculous. With a card like this, I mean, oh my god, we could go get a Soul Ring. Well, the possibilities are like endless for this card. Nuts. Anyway, we're not going to go on too long about every one of these cards like that. But that card in particular, bruh, what were we thinking? I don't know what we were thinking, but it was, I'm liking it. I'm living it, and I'm loving it. Alright, anyway, moving on. Just played somebody named Ye Old Black Nito in a little cash off to the side type game. I mean, it wasn't casual because some things happened in the first game that I will neither confirm nor deny, but one of the things that did happen was me winning on turn 5. I will confirm that. Anyway, but the second game didn't go so well because of this lady right here. Samut, the driving force. Human warrior cleric, first strike, vigilance, haste, all those things. Difficult to get out, but still, she starts up the engines. Other creatures you control get plus X, where X is your speed. And non-creature spells you cast cost X less to cast, where X is your speed. That means, like, equipment free one ring, anything, because you can get this. And her starter engine is the max speed. When it hits max speed is when this happens, right? Where X is your speed, so it could be 1, 2, 3, or 4, but max speed is 4. So max speed 4 means we're casting the one ring for free. Kind of ridiculous, if you ask me. I couldn't even believe it. But yeah, that is a good commander right there that I just played against. Thanks, Joe Johnson, for whooping our asses with it. Oh, and these special cards here. Great throwback cards. Oh my gosh, they are bringing back Galvanic Blast, and there is a shark with a lasery looking frost weapon firing. Oh my god, look at that card. That's amazing. It's this card right over here, if you weren't noticing. Chandra's Ignition, yeah. Cavalier Dawn, Thoughtcast. I don't know if y'all noticed, but I did have a little Mox Opal video that we put out earlier. And Mox Opal was in my old Affinity deck, and so was this card right here. Good old Thoughtcast. I'm kind of wondering, like, if these cards are going to be playable. Are these playable? Are we bringing back Chrome Mox in Standard? What is happening right now? These got to be not playable, right? Are they playable? It's gonna be crazy. Be a little bit crazy. Let me know down in the comments. Are we playing this stuff? I ain't looking it up right now because we're going through all these cards. All right, so here we go. Some more people, stuffs, things. On the wings of gold. Enchantment. Creatures you control that are zombies and/or tokens get +1/+1, have flying, and whenever one or more cards leave your graveyard, create a 1/1 white zombie creature token. Ooh, this is definitely a. I mean, it is 4 mana for Nicki Minaj's, but the good thing is it's only 1 white and 3, so maybe still playable in Balin. Creatures you control that are zombies and/or tokens, right? So it doesn't care that they're zombies; it only cares that they're tokens. They get +1/+1 and flying. Not that you're really using your tokens in Balin to attack or do anything other than draw all your whole entire deck out, but if Balin gets, destroyed, at least the tokens can do something, right? They're not just sitting there being like totally useless 1/1s. Who wants that? Anyway, whenever one or more cards leaves your graveyard, create your graveyard. I don't know about the second ability being relevant at all, but the first ability, not terrible. It's an okay card. Moving on. Licensed Mentor. These are all kind of like new cards. I wonder what's up with this here. Look at this guy. Is totally Espered. Hashatod. Hey, how's it going? What's your name? Name's Hashatod. Hashatod Scarabs first. Nice to meet you. Pretty sure he wouldn't say that. He'd probably just step on me or something like that. He looks kind of huge. Legendary creature, Zombie Wizard. Whenever you discard a creature card, you may pay 3 whole mana. Anything that makes me pay 3 mana can get bent to do stuff. I don't really want to pay 3 mana to do anything. I mean, I will. I'll pay it to cast a Ristic Study or something like that. Yeah. Anyway, back to the cards, folks. Saheeli, Radiant Creator, definitely. Oh my gosh, why can I not remember that? We had Teamer coming out of my mouth now because I can remember words. I have a hard time remembering words, especially magical words that are just totally made up, right? Yeah, words are just made up. PNLR, Chief Mechanic, also Teamer colors, which is the green, blue, and red there. What does Saheeli Radiant Creator do? Hello, how you doing? Whenever you cast an Artificer or an artifact, get an energy. Okay, we're doing some more energies. At the beginning of combat on your turn, you may pay 3 energy. When you do, create a token that's a copy of target permanent you control, except it's also a 5/5 artifact creature in addition to its other types, and has haste. Oh, and you gotta sacrifice it. Alright, this is immediately terrible. Ugh, I hate it when they're like, oh, and by the way, sacrifice it, because, I mean, yeah, you can't even play it. Oh, God, it's terrible. Not good. Not good. Not a good card. I guess you could play Seer Sundial or whatever that card is that ends the turn that everybody plays in the Obeka deck, but meh. That could be a thing, I guess. Pianoir, is this any good? Human Advisor. Oh no, this. Anything that has landfall, I like love. You may pay 8 energy rather than pay the mana cost for permanent spells you cast. Very reminiscent of the Aetherworks Marvel. That's what it is. Like I said, all made up word to remember. Rampaging Aether Hood. Yo, man. We're up to Aether Hood. Snake Hydra, Trample, Ward 2. At the beginning of your upkeep, you get an amount of energy equal to this creature's power. Normally 4. Then you may pay 1 or more energy, and when you do, put that many plus on this creature. Does this work? What is this? 5 mana for a 4/4 Ward 2 with Trample. At the beginning of your upkeep, equal to the power. Upkeep. This is good. This is good for. Hell, that's a really powerful, especially with Nissa. That is super powerful. Whenever this creature deals combat damage, combat damage. I would be looking for a green energy deck. This would be not bad, bro. Green energy artifacts deck with the old Aether Hood and Nissa and an Aetherflux Conduit. Whenever you cast a spell, get an amount of energy equal to the amount of mana spent to cast that spell. Energy looking good, bro. I can make mono green energy deck. Who does that? Oh, look at all the cool tokens. Okay, tokens. More. These are beautiful. Look at these. These are amazing. All your basic lands right there. Got the island with the old frog lady up on there. Like, how's that? This is amazing. I don't know if anybody knows this about me. This is like some, inside lore into Sammy the Bull's life. But I used to draw a little series called Ned and Ted Frog. And actually I do frogs a lot for a cartoon drawing series that I do. And I'm actually creating a children's illustrated book based on a frog family. So that island right there is calling my name, bruh. Got frog statues and everything. That's cool. All these lands look pretty cool. Lands cool. This land enters tapped. Anything that enters tapped just makes me want to, like, throw, I don't know, silverware or something. Anyway. Add white only if you control a swamp. It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. What's up? Yes. My daughter's here, hanging out. River Pyre Verge. Activated only if you control an island or a mountain. I like these lands. They're okay. They're not. They do come in untapped. That's the greatest thing about these lands. They do not come in tapped. Ugh. Any lands that come in tapped just make me... unless it has some special ability, man. Right? If it has a special ability, all good. But if it doesn't have a special ability, why are you coming in tapped? Like, what are you doing? Anyway, Muraganda Raceway, max speed 4, Soul Ring land. Meh. Take a little bit to get there. Probably worth playing, maybe. I don't know. Possibility. It's a possibility. It's a possibility. You're welcome. I expect comments, Tim. Anyway, sorry, just talking to myself and my friends who are not here. They're out there. They're out there with you all, hanging out with us here, looking at stuff. Is any of this good? Survey says these are the kind of cards that are like when this enters, draw a card. So it does not come in tapped, which is good. So Guide-Light Matrix, 2 mana, artifact. When it enters, draw a card. 2, tap it. Target mount you control becomes saddled until end of turn. That's really good in this set, as you'll see later. 2, target vehicle you control becomes an artifact creature. Okay, so this actually, Guide-Light Matrix, If you're going for pre-release or draft in this set, getting this card and doing some vehicle saddle stuff, bonus. Especially with this kind of thing, right, Chaw? When this vehicle enters, search your library for a basic land card, reveal it, put it in your hand, and then shuffle. That ain't bad, bro. A 6/5 for 3 mana with Exhaust Wooburg. This vehicle becomes an artifact creature, put 2+1/+ encounters on it, but if you have Guidelight Matrix, you can, like, 2 mana, make this thing into a creature. That ain't bad, bro. This is not bad, you know, for uncommon. It's cool. Oh, and this Radiant Lotus is... The Aether Spark.
The Aether Spark. The All Spark.
That's what they should have just called. Just call it the All Spark.
It's the All Spark.
Transformers reference there for anybody to know. And moving on. Legendary artifact Planeswalker equipment. It's a legendary Planeswalker. I guess it's AI, bro. It has come alive. It is. It's an artifact that has gained sentience. All right. So now we have an AI equipment that's a Planeswalker and does Planeswalker-y stuff. Which is what? -5, draw 2 cards. Gross. -10. What is it? Not yet, maybe. No, not yet. Yeah, wait. -10, add 10 mana of any one color. I don't know. It's getting worse as I read it. As long as the Aether Spark is attached to a creature... Well, what's the equip cost? Oh, it's just +1. +1 attached to the Aether Spark to a creature you control, put a +1/+ encounter on that creature. As long as the Aether Spark is attached to a creature... I will say... Oh, wait, you can only do it once. That's right. Never mind. This is getting worse as I read it. As long as the Aether Spark is attached to a creature, the Aether Spark can't be attacked and has whenever equipped creature deals combat damage to it during your turn, put them in any loyalty counters. I guess. I don't know. Sounds complicated. Not great. Anyway, this one over here, though. Oh, it's an equipment. It's not an artifact. It's unfortunate. Oh, it is an artifact. Oh my god, it's an artifact. Well, the fact that it's an artifact and it gets sacrificed to your Radiant Lotus, that's amazing. Sacrifice one or more artifacts, choose a color, and that player adds 3 mana of the chosen color for each artifact sacrificed this way. Thank you. All of my daughters like to come in and hang out while we're doing filming here. Anyway, Moment of Endurance, 3 mana. Whenever you discard a card, choose one that hasn't been chosen this turn, draw a card. Yes, this is good. That's gonna be a good one right there. Marketback Walker, Lifecraft Engine. Yeah. I mean, according to Russ, all vehicles are trash, but hey. Some of them are okay. Alright, moving on to the uncommons that are 1 or more colors. Let's see if there was anything in here that really like caught my eye, and I can't remember if there was or not. Some of these are probably good. I think this one was okay. This one I did like, right? Boosted Sloop, actually. 1 red, 1 blue, and 1 of any color. Artifact Vehicle, Menace, whenever you attack, draw a card. So you don't even have to like crew this thing or do anything. It's just literally a 3 mana artifact that comes down and says whenever you attack, draw a card, then discard a card. So not a bad little spell, and especially I think in limited, gonna be pretty good. Could also be pretty good in Commander. At least you get like a draw effect, so not terrible, but not great. A lot of these didn't really catch my eye too much as I was kind of reading through. Oh yeah, this guy right here. Mendicant Core Guidelight. Seems like the Guidelights are pretty good. So 1 blue, 1 white, legendary artifact creature, robot. Equal to the number of artifacts you control. So all of you artificers out there like me, do your start the engines thing, and then at max speed, whenever you cast an artifact spell, you may pay 1. If you do, copy it. Yes. Yes, it does say that. That is really good for Commander. I mean, shoot, bro. In even in like modern, I don't know. Is that a good modern card? I don't know. I'd have to like figure that out. Is it a good modern card? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. Probably not though. There they are again. Brass. All right. Sorry. Bright glass gear hold. Hard to say. A lot of words. Made up words. We already talked about all these. All right. We're into our commons. Yeah. Commons. Common cards. They do things. They're there. These are, you know, they're okay. Yay. Yay. Yep. They do stuff. I don't think I saw anything in the commons where I was like, whoa, that's becoming good. Or was I? I think I saw like one thing where I was kind of like, ooh, sort of a common card. Not a terrible counterspell, but not a great one either. Still costs 2 mana. Yeah, I don't think I really saw anything that was like a big standout. A lot of common cards, like, oh, well, I take all of that back, and Lightning Strike is here, so. There we go. Instant, right here, 3 mana, destroy target creature or vehicle, not bad. At instant speed, too. They finally figured it out. Black, the black color entourage has finally figured out that we want to destroy creatures at instant speed. Right, so of course nothing is really ever going to live up to Dismember, but hey, it's at instant speed, so can't really knock it. Nothing really. Nothing really jumped out at me at this point. The Engine Rat. Hello. I love the flavor of this. The whole set. This whole set has amazing flavor. Let's see here. Nope. Yep. We're in the uncommons now. Some pretty decent uncommons, but nothing that really like super caught my eye just yet. Where I was like, oh my god, my card's not good. There was one. Did I skip it? Am I dumb? Let me see. You ever have one of those moments where you're like, wow, I'm about to cough on camera. It's very bad. Let's avoid that. Alright. Let's see. Wicker Folk Indomitable. Not sure what that even means. Transit Mage. The old Slick Imitator. This just takes too long, man. Max speed. This doesn't even go off till max speed. That's kind of meh. Anything that has to go off on max speed, it seems like, is going to be like, it's going to take you a few turns to get there. It's going to take you at least, if it's max speed 4, it's going to take you at least till turn 3. Because it starts at turn 1, you can do 1 speed up on turn 1 with damage dealt, but it's going to take you at least until turn 3 to get anything going there. It's kind of ridiculous. Looks pretty cool. Pretty cute. Let's see, what else was sticking out to me? Where I was like, oh, here we go, this one. This guy right here, the old Molt Tender. This is basically Deathrite Shaman. It's Deathrite Shaman. It doesn't have the 1/2, doesn't have the cool toughness at all, but it mills you a card. It doesn't have any downside effects really for like Deathrite Shaman does, where it's like, you know, your opponent takes 2 life, but it's a Deathrite Shaman in the fact that it exiles a card from your graveyard and adds 1 mana of any color. So totally awesome right there, for me at least. For decks that I play, this is great. And anybody who plays Deathrite Shaman at all should consider this as like an alternative or even an addition to a Deathrite Shaman. Exile a card, right? So no longer like Deathrite Shaman has the requirement that it has to be a land in order to get a land. But you know, you can do any card, right? Which is I think why they kind of did that, is that there's no downside, nothing happens. You're just exiling a card and getting a mana. So I think this is really good, actually. To me, this is a great card right here. Playable in multiple formats. Playable anything that's using a graveyard strategy at all. Yes, good stuff right there. Because you can also just mill a card if you need to. So to me, amazing. Yes. The rest of this, This one's kind of cool to trade the helm, but it's like 5 mana. That's like a good casual card. Exchange control of creatures. It's no Gilded Drake, that's for dang sure. Ain't no Gilded Drake, boy. Oh, I do love this one though. Any kind of creature. Oh, this one's even better. Wow. How does it get better? I was just talking about this in another piece that I did on a Dimir deck that I built that is based around cloning, and which is coming out soon. This one is the same thing, 4 mana, 1 blue and 3, not terrible. Has flash though. Can be casted instant speed. You may have this creature enter as a copy of an artifact or creature you control. Or, so, like, the other one is only creatures, which is, I think, the stunt double, right? Yes. So, stunt double only comes in and copies a creature. This can copy a creature or an artifact you control at flash speed. Hey, amazing. Spell Pierce is back. Hello. Hi, how's it going? Hello, Spell Pierce. If you don't know what Spell Pierce is, it's up there on the screen. You can read it. Point the Way. I just don't like it, man. Sacrifice this enchantment, search your library for up to X basic land, where X is your speed. So, turn 1, I mean, it's in like the worst color for getting the start your engines to go, because basically it increases, the start your engines only, the ability only increases on each of your turns when an opponent loses life. So, I mean, if you're in green, you could maybe, I don't know, rough to do in green to get it up to like 2 and make it even worth it, but then it's still 4 mana just to sacrifice this enchantment and search your library for basic lands that come in that. Alright, carrying on. Oh, this guy. He's a scratch. Look at this, man. Oi! You ain't gonna believe what these kelpies just threw away. This guy, the scrounging Sky Ray, a fish pirate. Flying, and whenever you discard 1 more card, put that many +1/+1 counters on this creature. Not a great card, but still funny, and the flavor text is just amazing. Oh, these guys. Yeah, I kind of went over these guys a little bit. These are all trash. This one's okay. This one's probably the best one, but it's still 3 green mana, so you gotta be like deep in some green, or just like green in one other color, and that's about it. Anyway, children trying to invade my space. This artwork right here is one thing I wanted to point out. Cloudspire Captain. Look at that cool, like Naruto looking, like Tron 1980s looking kind of artwork. It's freaking cool, man. Cloudspire's might comes from its unparalleled coordination. Right, it's a human pilot, and the mounts and vehicles you control get +1/+1. This saddles the mounts, and crews the vehicles. Because it's a pilot, it doesn't power 2 or greater, greater, 2 greater than its power. Right, so there you go. Pretty cool. I like this little guy. Not bad right here. This is a terrible card, Ancient Vendetta. Not worth it. I mean, maybe in limited. I don't even know. It's not even limited. It's not even worth it. It's not even worth it doing in, like, constructed. It's terrible. Just get surgical extraction, or if it's in standard, there's gotta be something else. Anyway, trash. The old boom mobile, boy. I got 2 red teaching there right there. Artifact vehicle. When this vehicle enters, add 4 mana color to your mana pool. Spend this mana, though, only to activate abilities. So, I'm telling you, if this second sentence wasn't here, this would be the greatest card in Magic of all time. But because of the second sentence here, we can only spend the mana that we've just created on our exhaust ability or some other ability that we want to create, use or whatever. So, very limited because we can only activate abilities. There are a lot of cool activated abilities out there, Kenrith, but yeah. It's kind of terrible. So you could, when you get that mana and cast this spell, do the exhaust, which is the 1 red, 2 generic, and X. The X would then be 1 because you only get 4 mana. 3 of it you have to spend doing the exhaust part. The X is just going to be the 1 extra. This vehicle then deals X damage, which will be 1 to any target. So put a +1/+1 counter on this vehicle. Cool. I mean, put a +1/+1 counter means essentially you use the mana, put a +1/+1 counter, you get a 6/6. Then with your, your crew guy, one of these guys that does like some crewing for, anybody that has 2 power is going to be able to crew this thing. Crew it for 2, and then you can attack with your 6/6. But it doesn't have haste, so you can't really do it that turn anyway. I talked a whole lot about that card. It's okay in casual. There you go. That's how I'm going to say it. This is a cool one. 1 mana for a 3/4 flyer. 1 mana, I say, because normally it's a 1 and 4, but you're going to play this definitely in some sort of Artificer type deck. You're going to play it in an Affinity type deck. Bro, oh man. This has Affinity for artifacts. And it's a 3/4 flyer. Is this a modern card? This is a modern card. This is definitely a modern Affinity card right here. A 3/4 flyer. A 3/4 flyer for 1 blue mana. What? That's insanity. Holy moly. Modern just got like rough at ya, bro. Oh, boy. We about to do some modern. Oh my gosh. I don't know if anybody plays Modern, but that's a deck that you build with like 60 cards, and it's only in a limited time space of Magic from, I believe it's 8th edition on. So basically anything from 8th edition to now, which would include this here Memory Guardian. And if you don't know what Affinity does, it basically poops out multiple artifacts on turn 1, usually at least 3 to 4, making this guy castable on turn 1, which means you could have a turn 1 3/4 flyer out. Ugh. Nasty. Nasty. That is nasty. God, I'm just like thinking about it. Good lord. Lord, boy. Anyway, we got a Bulwark Ox. What does this guy do? Whenever, I like to read these kind of cards, usually they're not good. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, gotta saddle it. Saddling it for 1. What that means is basically any creature with total power of 1 can tap, and then saddle the creature, as in like they're getting on the back of the creature into the saddle. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. Anyway. Well, that's for all the people that don't know what that means. Whenever this creature attacks while saddled, put a +1 counter on target creature. Sacrifice this creature control with counter. See, not good. As I kept reading it, I was just like, bleh. Bleh. The zombies you control get +1/+1, but this is a rare card. This is going to be a 10-cent card. Target creature in your graveyard gains a bomb. The bomb causes you a meh. 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 Doggo might be good. Arizona, the +1 counter. Destroy Urban. Full Throttle is supposed to be good. After this main phase, there are 2 additional combat phases. At the beginning of each combat this turn, untap all creatures that attack this turn. Well, how about that? Although it's 6 mana, so... Moving on. Oh, this one right here. Demonic Junker, really good. Again, Affinity for artifacts, meaning that like for every artifact that's out, this is reducing the cost of this by 1 generic mana, and it's 1 black and 6 generic mana. So again, if you're playing a strong artifact affinity strategy, either in 60 card or in Commander, this card's probably going to come out for 1 mana or 2, depending. And then when it enters, for each player, destroy up to 1 target creature that player's control. Anyway, moving on to this here Mind Spring Merfolk. Hey Merfolk, how you doing? Love ya. Anyway, Merfolk Wizard. You know, back in my day, a Merfolk that cost 1 blue mana and had a 1/1. That was it. That was all they got. They didn't get anything else. They had no other special abilities. It was just a 1 mana, blue mana for a 1/1 Merfolk, right? Merfolk of the Pearl Trident. Tried and true. Anyway, nowadays, they got all these extra things that they do, like Exhaust here. 2 blue, X, right? So X could be any amount of mana. You could do even 0. Tap, draw X cards. Cool. Put a +1/+1 counter on each merfolk you control. So, here's what the deal is. Activate this ability only once. Well, really normally only going to be doing it only once anyway because it has to tap to do this. So, you can do 2 blue, tap for 0. Draw no cards. Because maybe you're light on mana, maybe you're doing other things, who knows. You can still put a +1/+1 counter on each merfolk you control. So for merfolk strategies, which I totally am all about and support completely, for merfolk strategies, you can be beefing up some merfolk with this guy, and you don't even have to draw the cards. So that's cool. Guardian Sunmare, total trap. Crap. Totally. Not even worth it. It's 5 mana. It's 5 mana, you get a search your library only if it's saddled. Saddle is 4. So first of all, I have to have a whole nother 4, like, creature power out there. So ridiculous. You could do it. It's not terribly hard to do, but it's not great. Anyway, terrible. Why? Regal Imperiosaur. Just a crazy ass looking dinosaur that gives all other dinosaurs +1/+1 and it's a 5/4. Great. Cool. Another 3 mana overpowered dinosaur that does other things for dinosaurs. What is that even doing in here? Are dinosaurs a thing in this deck? I'm looking. What does this guy do? Does this guy do anything? Still, I don't know. This is gross. It's not even. I mean gross in a bad way on this one. The count on luck. Beginning your upkeep, exile the top card of your library, may play the card this turn. Thanks a lot. Appreciate it. Gas Guzzler. This guy's a vampire, but he's guzzling gas. You know, if I'm a vampire, there's only really one thing I want to guzzle, and it ain't gas. Oh my gosh. Oh. Okay. I don't know. I haven't seen anybody talk about this card yet, but this card is, to me, as a blue card, as an artificer, as a person who plays artifacts that add mana to my mana pool, as a person who plays anything that I would appreciate untapping at the end of my turn. Hello, can I play my Grim Monolith, my Basalt Monolith, my Mana Vault, my what is the other one that taps and you can't untap it? I can't remember. Anybody tell me what it is, but can you believe that Unstoppable Plan, 1 blue mana and 2 generic for an enchantment that says at the beginning of your end step, untap all non-land permanents you control. What? People may not know it, but this is the strongest card in this whole set. That Gear Hulk may be something, but this card, the Unstoppable Plan, what? This card is insanity. This card is crazy, man. So let's put out a little scenario here. Okay, you do all the shenanigans that normally blue does, right? All the shenanigans are happening. And then you play Unstoppable Plan. You've done your shenanigans. And then your end step rolls around. Now we're going to do some more shenanigans. What do I mean by shenanigans? What I mean is casting a metric crap ton of mana rocks, low costing mana rocks that require 0 or 1 mana to get out, and then do things like Soul Ring and get out your arcane signets and your other stuff that provides colored mana, whatever the case may be. This is a game-winning card right here, because on your end step, also in blue, is another card called Born Upon a Wind. So that means you can play things at flash speed. So all of those rocks that you just got out are now going to untap at your end step for free, because normally those cards don't untap, like Mana Vault or Grim Monolith or Basalt Monolith or any of those cards. Don't normally untap, and you're just going to untap them for free. And then when it gets to your next turn, they're gonna untap again on your instant. Anyway, this is ridiculous. So you cast this Born Upon a Wind, and let's just say somehow, some way, you've now got the ability to cast all your spells at flash speed. So you can literally, after casting all that shit, have all this mana power on the board at your instep. Cast your Thassa's Oracle and your Demonic Consultation in your instep, and have enough mana rocks up to support you with counter spells and everything else, or do some other insane blue card thing where you take 40 billion turns. I mean, just think of the possibilities. This card is aptly named Unstoppable Plan because they knew what was happening when they did this. This is a game-winning card, folks. If you don't see that this is a game-winning card, then you're not looking hard enough. So go in and look at mana rocks, things that cast at flash speed, other things that can empower this kind of strategy right here, and you can win on your instep. When everybody thinks nothing else is going on, we're not going to make it. But guess what? The Unstoppable Plan, you're going to make it, and you're going to win. So yeah, that is Unstoppable Plan. And what an unstoppable plan it is, folks. Incredible. I still kind of can't get over the fact that that is what we're doing here in Magic today. That card is ridiculous. Anyway, back to the rest of these cards. We're almost done here. We're at the top. We're almost finished. Alright, Skyseer Chariot. Choose an online card. Activate abilities. Okay, cool. We got a little Kenrith action with the Skyseer's Chariot. And, yeah, and actually, you don't even have to, you can just cast this for 2 mana. It could be a vehicle, but who gives a damn? Really, what it is a 1 mana and 1 colorless, or mana of any color, and you get a, well, I guess Training Grounds is only 1 blue, but still, Training Grounds for 1 source, which is usually going to be Kenrith. And it's just an artifact. It's just hanging out. Pretty good, actually. Yeah. Man. It's just getting, like, crazier as we roll up here. Here we go. Cool. Bloodgas is back. Obviously, a good card in Le Majac. And it's a landfall thing, right? So, this is okay-ish in Commander. It's kind of small. It's kind of like... It's not, like, super great in Commander unless you are... doing some kind of recursion, something like that. I don't know. But in Modern or some sort of constructed format, you know, this is really good. This is going to be good in Limited. Definitely, for sure. So always coming back. You're always going to be playing a land, you know, most of the time. Then your Limited deck, your Pre-Release deck, your whatever. Pre-Release is what we're going for here. So, good card to play Pre-Release. Vehicles is going to be super strong in Pre-Release. Insane. And obviously the Spectacular Pile Up. That's going to be another great card for your pre-release time, folks, which is coming up tomorrow. What is today? Today's Thursday? Yes. So tomorrow, pre-release starts for this set. And then Saturday, Sunday, all weekend long, pre-release. So these are the kind of cards you're going to be looking at. Right here on Spectacular Pile Up. The Possession Engine. These are all like the flavor on all these is just amazing to me. I think it's great. Here's a tip: if your ride needs a soul for fuel, make sure to always keep one handy. And he has literally a Sharkman strapped to the back of his soul vehicle using soul chains. How about that? Not the greatest card in the world, but let's see what it does here. Gain control of target creature and opponent controls. Okay, so basically, we're stealing your creature and we're going to use it to fuel our vehicle. So get wrecked. And you just control that creature. So, you know, it's a really expensive Gilded Drake without the, you know, having to give them your Gilded Drake. Let's see, what else we got here? Howl Squad Heavy, Goblin card. This is a really good Goblin card right here. Once you get to max speed, add 1 mana for each Goblin you control. I mean, in most Goblin decks I've seen, you're either, like, dead by that time, which is, like, turn 4 or 3 or whatever. All your Goblins have haste. This is a great card, actually. 3 mana, 2/3. All goblins have haste? What? That's the only thing goblins want is haste, right? If you're playing Krinko, you know what I'm talking about. You want haste. So that you can have your little goblin lord guys come down there and give your guys +1/+1, and then Krinko comes out and makes 80 billion goblins. Get out of here. Get out of here with your 18,000 goblins, and they're all toes. You know what I'm talking about, goblin players. And you know who you are. Alright, Web Strike Elite. Yes, I'm talking about you, Rebecca. Don't make me come over there. Anyway. Web Strike Elite. Insect Archer, 3/3. Also good. 2 mana for a 3/3. 2 green. Gotta be pretty heavily in the green at that point, I think. You know, you're either doing like a half and half kind of thing, like a Simic or a, you know, let's see, Golgari. Let's see, Gruul. Let's see what else we got there. We got the Selesnya. And, is that it? I think I named them all. I don't know. If I missed one, let me know. So yeah, cycling. When you cycle this card, destroy up to 1 target artifact or champion with mana value X. Ew. So it is kind of a double card, but it's kind of expensive double card. I mean, you get to draw a card, but you also got to pay like, gosh, I mean, if that enchantment or artifact costs like, I don't know, 4, that's too much. Anyway, could be good though. Could be just like 3 and, you know, get rid of their soul ring. 5, you get rid of a Mystic Study. I don't know. Probably getting limited. I don't know if it's good anywhere else. Well, the Gonti is terrible, as usual. This is a trap card, folks. This is not even going to be good in, like, limited. It's 4 mana for a 3/4, for one thing. And then whenever a player casts a spell they don't own, that player creates a treasure token. Okay. I'm sure that there are deck types, especially Gonti things, or like that one card that allows you to go and search opponent's library. And I mean, there's Prairie to Grasp, cool, but not even. This card is not worth doing anything at all with. This is a terrible card. Whenever a creature you control deals combat damage to one of your opponents, his controller looks at the top card of that opponent's library and exiles it face down. They may play that card. So the only saving grace of this whole thing is that when the damaged part happens and they get to go exile the top card of the opponent's library, they may play that card. Play is a very specific word in Magic, and we kind of went over this a little bit in our How to Play Magic video, right? With old Drakey the Racked Out Gamer. So play specifically means that I can play a land, right? So they're giving you the run-of-the-mill on if anything gets exiled, basically. Basically, it's saying if anything gets exiled, you may play that card, right? So you may play it as a land. You may play it as an artifact. You may play it whatever, no matter what it is, right? And then mana of any type can be spent to cast a spell this way. So then they specifically say if you're casting a spell, right, which is not playing a land. Playing a land is different from casting a spell. So, casting a spell, you can use whatever color mana. So, I guess it's sort of good. You could probably maybe build something. Don't build anything around it. It's just, it's such a, like, I don't know. It's just kind of annoying to build around it. I even tried playing Gonti. Actually, I think I played Gonti in our live game at Finch Manor. It's one of our episodes. And the one where the foot comes out. Anyway, I played the Gonti that was in like Thunder Junction or something like that. It was terrible. It wasn't even that great. I played like 4 creatures and died. Anyway, Vinwix, the verbose hosts. Vinwix. I don't even know how to pronounce this. Those 2 letters have never met each other. They've always had something between them. Like the N and the W, they didn't even know they existed. You had N on this side, you had W on this side, and then somehow they never even met. I mean, you had like the word new, but there's an E in the middle, right? So these 2 letters were just like N, W. I'm like, hey man, I'm doing my thing over here. We good. No problem. See? NW, totally different sides of the spectrum there for letters. Vinwixt, the verbose host. Start your engines, no maximum hand size. If you draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. This could be good. It's in blue. Blues. I mean, you know, so the thing about the speed increasing is you always have to do damage. I think our opponent loses life. So I said that before. So you do have to like make them lose life somehow. Yeah, you can attack, you can do whatever. Somebody just has to lose life, and then you start the engines, and it goes from 1 to 2, right? So then when you get up to max speed is usually 4. I haven't seen anything that has gone above 4 yet. I think max speed is 4. So once you get up to max speed, you can, if you draw a card, draw 2 cards instead. I would see this being really good in like Niv-Mizzet builds. Niv-Mizzet would really benefit from this dude. But he's kind of like you want to get him out quick, so that you can get the max speed going, and you've already got that done, and then you don't have to worry about it. Anyway, Basari, tomorrow's champion. You can exert him. Well, we're bringing back some exert. Not exhaust, because it's him, so we're exerting. We're not exhausting. But you can exhaust as a human. So what can you do? Anyway, brain broke for a second there. You can cycle him. When you cycle this card, cats you control. Not that I don't love cats. Cats you control. Gain hexproof and indestructible until it's turn. Yeah, I mean, I would have... Man, gosh, that card could have just been way better. It's just not even good. For cat decks, especially for some people I know that play some cats. Like, they'll like it. Rocketeer Engineer, 5 mana. 2 target in graveyard, sacrifice our bag if you do, return to the... Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's kind of some Duretti things happening there. Oh yeah, 4 mana. 4 mana for a 1/2. Each creature attacking is trample. You may put a creature... Whoa, hold up. For 1 mana, tap. You may put a creature or vehicle card from your hand onto the battlefield. You put an artifact on the battlefield this way. Put 2 +1 counters on it. Okay, so she's like super into building cool vehicles and making them like awesome. However, she's also a sneak attack. She doesn't have, so, you know, obviously she doesn't have haste. You have to wait around before you use this ability. Okay, hold on. So, Ovia. Hold up, girl. Shoot. Dang. Put a... Okay, so if I'm... Alright, so if I'm playing the Magic that I play, which is like super fast, lots of mana rocks to do things as quickly as possible, which some of the people I play with do not prefer that method, I've noticed. But most of the people that I do play with are quite okay with trying to destroy me on turn 2 or 3. You know who you are. Bad Goyfs. That's right. Anyway, this card, pretty cool actually. The 2 toughness is okay, right? So it's not totally and completely susceptible to like Orcish Bowmaster or something like that. It is 4 mana, but 4 mana is usually pretty easy to do, especially if you're ramping pretty hard. Put a creature or vehicle from your hand onto the battlefield. Man, actually, this could be damn good, because if I'm in a green deck, let's just say she's the commander. She has to be the commander. Like, the deck doesn't work if she's not the commander. So if she's the commander, we're getting her out, and we're going to try and put, like, a damn Galta on turn 2. I mean, that's what we're going for here, right? You're only going for, like, the best damn thing you could do. Galta, by the way, 12/12 Trampler. I mean, this could kind of take over some games, but you're in mono green, so it's a little rough because you're kind of susceptible to a lot of things. You're susceptible to counter spells. You're susceptible to board wipes and removal and stuff like that, so that all kind of sucks. But, I don't know, there could be like a special build with her that you could do. Maybe. I don't know. Could be something. Who knows? Anyway. Valor's Flagship. Flying, first strike, lifelink, crew 3. Does a lot of things that white do. When you cycle this card, create X colorless pilots, and they can do stuff with power to greater. Okay, right, that's cool. Shorkai's mothership. This is what we're looking at here. It says Valor's flagship, but it should say Shorkai's mothership. Thunder Fabricator. When you draw your second card each turn, create. Oh, that's a good card. 3 mana. When you draw your second card each card, create a colorless Thopter creature. That's not a bad card. That's a thing to build an army with that I really like. In fact, I play a Morska, the detective. In fact, I was just playing Morska. How about that? She is Morska, the undersea sleuth. Anyway, it's on my face. Morska, the undersea sleuth, and she says whenever you draw your second card each turn, put a +2 +1 counters on Morska. And this is like when you draw your second card. So this is actually kind of creating a little army for you. This will be a good card. This is like a decent card. It may not be CEDH type of level of card, but it's definitely a decent card. This is something to be looking at, especially in limited. Oh my gosh. If you're in limited and you get this card, get everything that draws you anything. If you can get something that says draw something, put that in the deck. Like this card right here, The Last Ride. It says pay 2 life and draw a card. What? And you can do that 1,000,000 times because it has a colon after it, no tap symbol. Thank you. And it's only 1 mana. Oh, okay, what's happening here? Like, it's -X where X is your life total. Oh. I mean, okay, it was almost good, but your life total... Okay, now, your life total in pre-release is going to be 20, okay? So, that's significant. In a 60-card format, this is going to come out much earlier, right? Or be able to come out much earlier. But you do have to pay that 2 life, and... Ugh. So 13, so let's see here, when can we cast this? -X where X is your life total. So you gotta be at least at 12. So you'd have to have taken at least 8 damage with this. The Hazard, terrible. I don't know. Somebody make it good. I can't make it good. I was looking at it earlier, I couldn't make the Hazard good. Yeah, it's 2 mana, and it's a 5/3, so it's basically a Juggernaut. But it can't attack or block unless you have max speed, which is going to take you at least 3 turns. So, terrible. Thunderous Velocipede. Each of the regular you draw if it's been a balance more or less, otherwise arrow 3. It's okay. That's alright. Alright, and here's supposedly the cream of the crop, because that's how they do it on this here site. Salvation Engine, and what does it do? Let's see. Other artifact creatures you control get +2/+2. Okay. One of the field attacks, return up to 1 target artifact from your graveyard to the battlefield. Whatever this vehicle attacks. And the crew is 6. It's not that great. And it's other artifact creatures you control. Like all artifact creatures you control. Including itself, because I think the 5 mana already is like... I would never... This card's going to end up being like a 10-cent card, in my opinion, because it's just... I mean, it might be cool in like a limited format or something like that, but even then, that's like a lot of mana to pay for something that you can barely crew. Crew 6 is tough, right? So you have to have another 6 power out on the board, which means either like 6 1/1s, which could be possible. You do have the pilots, which help you out. You just only need 2 pilots. So that's a possibility. But still, it's a lot. It's a lot to ask. Right? I mean, even if you're asking for 1 pilot, that's a lot. In my mind. So, Mu Yan Ling, the Wind Rider. Human, wizard, pilot. Does she have the pilot thingy? She doesn't have a little pilot thingy. But whenever this creature enters, create a colorless vehicle. Okay, she brings her own vehicle, which kind of looks like a wooden surfboard. Not the Silver Surf. No, it's got a sail on it. I'm looking at the wind affinity that's happening here. Yeah, pretty cool. The search for her lost mentor continued. As she was racing, like that's what you're doing while you're racing. You're gonna lose the race, lady. Okay? We're not here to find our lost mentor. We're here to win the race. It's AETHERDRIFT, not Aether, go find your mentor. Anyway, vehicles you control have flying. That's pretty cool. Whenever one or more creatures you control with flying, they'll come in and play and draw a card. It's kind of like a flying Toski, but for vehicles only. Speed Demon. Speed Demon, flying, travel, start your engines, beginning setup, draw. Your speed, so 4 at the end step. Inside. And Chandra, of course, she's got the need for speed. She looks like she's here to win the race. She actually has like a vehicle that looks capable of going faster than, you know, the 70-mile-an-hour winds that Mu Yan Ling is doing. So Chandra, the Spa Kanta, we all know who Chandra is. If you don't know who Chandra is, there she is. Anyway, at the beginning of combat on your turn, choose up to one target vehicle you control. Until end of turn, it becomes an artifact creature and it gains haste. Well, how about that? +2, you may sacrifice an artifact, or discard a card. Okay, that's kind of feeding into like a Duretti strategy. If you do, draw a card. For 0, we can create a vehicle. Pretty cool. I like that. I don't know about creating the vehicle. Does add to artifact strategies and stuff. Sort of. I don't know. Somebody make this card good. I like the draw a card part. And then -7, you get an emblem whenever an artifact you control enters. The emblem deals 3 damage to anti-target. Anti-target, baby. You get an emblem whenever an artifact you control enters. Oh, okay. So every artifact you have that enters. I don't know. Meh. Is there a food chain strategy here with the emblem? Because, you know, anytime you have a, like, consistent enters with no downside, with no, like, you know, this only happens once, or some other, like, negative effect or whatever, that just says whenever an artifact you control enters, the emblem, this emblem deals 3 damage to any target, which is usually a player's face. So if you could somehow capitalize on that, I'm trying to think of a strategy. If you can think of a strategy, put it in the comments below, because I'll use it when I do my pre-release, if I get a Chandra. Anyway, that seems like a good card. Something to explore, at least. And then, of course, something else that also has 3 green mana pips in it. They like to have 3 green mana pips and stuff. But it's an ooze. Wait, March of the World Ooze. Okay. Creatures you control have base power toughness 6/6. Okay. This is going to be a good ooze card for a certain ooze person. Yes, that's you, Kathy. Thank you very much. And our oozes in addition to their other types. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, you create a 3/3 green elephant. I mean, it'd been cooler if it was like a 3/3 ooze creature. Whenever you cast a spell, or whenever an opponent casts a spell, if it's not their turn, so this is like anti-blue players. I mean, but it could be like not anybody's turn, so this could be anybody, but, you know, so it's an enchantment. Definitely probably not going to be in the CDH realm, but definitely a powerful EDH card. This is a casual powerhouse right here. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, that's like quite often, really. You create a 3/3. Dang. So that could be a good card. All right, well, that's it. Wait, hold on. I think I saved the best for last. Let's go. Oh yeah, I kind of did save the best for last. So these are all of the borderless cards. I mean, look at these things. I know you can't really see my face anymore, but who cares? Look at these things. Bright Glass Gear Hulk, looking amazing. Samut, look at her. She's about to take off. She's about to kick rocks. Look at her. We got pyramids getting sliced up in half, looking like those Eldrazi monument, whatever the hell you call them things. And this lady, look at her. Sabsunin. Ketramose, the new dawn, shooting arrows into the sky. Now I sound like a deep southern preacher. Anyway, back to my normal voice. Captain Howler over here. The Sea Scourge. There he is, Mendicant. This is the dude, Racha. And look at that, man. He almost looks like Bumblebee in that. That's pretty cool. Oh, man. When I just saw this card, I was like, Lando Calrissian. How'd you get up? Oh, wait. It ain't Lando. It's not. I'm just kidding. It ain't Lando. But it could be. I mean, look at it, man. That's real close. All right. With the white hair, you know, I'm talking about like later in life Lando, not the early Carl Weathers Lando. You know, anyway, Carl Weathers, man. God rest his soul. Far Fortune, end boss. Far Fortune is an end boss, but she's only a 4/5. I didn't even look at this card. What does she do? Start your engines, so probably looking at max speed 4 here. If a source you control would deal damage to an opponent, or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage. +1. Well, how convenient. I mean, it's alright. It's okay. Is this a Obnixilis card? Whenever you attack, it deals 1 damage to each opponent. So yes, it is. Totally Obnixilis-y. Yeah, man, these look nice, man. You're gonna see all these on the pre-release. Get some, baby. Oh, look at that. Look at that. All these cards are looking beautiful. We got a possession engine. Wow, that looks really cool, man. Look at all this artwork. Look, our friend Vinwixt. Is that how you say it? I think I said it right the first time. Wow, just out the gate. Midnight Mangler. Crypt Collar Chariot. The Last Ride. I mean, now, okay. Is this... I knew it. As soon as I saw Gonti, I was like, Richard Kane Ferguson. And I had to look down the name a little bit. It's definitely Richard Kane Ferguson. So, that's something right there I'm talking about. Wow, that is a beautiful card, Richard. You did a great job. Now, get kicking on that Kickstarter that we were all waiting on. Come on, man. Get that stuff out. I'm not sure about the Demonic Junker. It's alright. It's alright. I like actually the original art a little bit better. Anyway. Still cool. Duretti. That's a way better Duretti. Look at this dude. This dude's like ready to rock and roll, man. Where is... Did Chandra get up on this? Chandra's gotta be in this. Got to be in the full art fantasy. Hello. Not there. Wow. How does Chandra not have a full art card in this? Being one of few planeswalkers in here. Oh, there we go. There's your girl right there, Ovia. I think that might be a card. I don't know. Might be. Who knows? I'd see it in action. See how it goes. Sometimes you think things are a card, but then they're not a card. Now that's beautiful. Look at this thing. Holy moly. Wow. Beautiful. All this artwork is amazing. Well. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, there's the the ones that aren't full art that go across the thing. Anyway, beautiful looking set, by the way, man. Actually, I'm gonna grow big now. And that's pretty much our show. So enjoy the pre-release. It's tomorrow. I'm sure there's gonna be stores all about in your local area that are gonna be loving the fact that you're over there spending your hard-earned dollars on their magic products. Anyway, how about your local LGSs? Those guys do a lot for guys and gals, do a lot for the community, and help the, those folks that need a place to go. If you're just like need a community to be a part of or something like that. All right. Well, that's all we got, folks. Y'all take it easy, and we'll see you next time on Bad Goyfs. Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to patreon.com/badgoyfs. Also, follow us on all social media, links in the description below. And remember, you're all my Goyfs, and I love you. Bye-bye.